Shalom. First off, I'll start by saying all praise goes to Yahweh, Bashim, Yahushua, Bashim, HaKodash, double honor to the apostles and the elders, great millstone, told us this truth to the spirit, who rule well. All right. Citations go out to the Achamonte, pushing this word, no sage and honesty throughout the four corners of the world, the hopeful elect. All right. Low will a part of that number. Shalom. I'm Brother Korah Allah. This is going to be a quick lesson based on the word predictive programming. All right. I have my laptop here. I'm just gonna read this article, a random article on Google. This is from the Ohio State University College of Arts and Science. Predictive Programming. All right, this is posted April 18th, 2018. It says predictive programming. I'll put it in the I'll put it there low will. It says predictive programming is theory that the government or other higher ups are using fictional movies or books as a mass mind control tool to make the population more accepting of planned future events. This was first described and proposed by researcher Alan Watt, who defines predictive programming as predictive programming as a subtle form of physiological conditioning provided by the media to acquaint the public with planned societal changes to be implemented by our leaders. So basically, predictive programming is for people that's in the loop. All right, starting mainly with the elites. All right, the international bankers family. Okay, so they run the media. All right, the higher ups. That's who they are. The elites, the Illuminati. Okay, so some examples of predictive programming is The Simpsons. Everyone knows about The Simpsons. The Simpsons very on point or futuristic. All right, but the thing is, a lot of things that you see is set up, like it said earlier in this article. Predictive programming is a theory that government or other higher ups are using fictional movies, The Simpsons. Like now we had this outbreak, the coronavirus is out here, and they had the movie Contagion, and many like it. Fictional movies or books as a mass mind control tool to make the population more accepting of planned future events, to make the population more accepting. All right, so it's basically dumbing down the people. Okay, so predictive programming, right? Now the scriptures do speak about this man wanting to be like the Most High. Okay, because here it is, the Lord gave us out the Bible prophecies that are coming to pass, man. Okay. Hey, man, you can call that prophetic programming. Okay, because the elect is gonna read this, get this knowledge, and they're gonna be prepared for the times at hand. Psalms, Isaiah 33:6. Wisdom, knowledge shall be stability of thy times. Okay, but this is basically like the left hand side of that, man. Predictive programming, with the elites, they set something up. All right, because they want to be the Most High, man. Like the elders and apostles always say, they set something. Now they setting something up. They set this up. They put it in movies, and then years later it takes place, like 9/11, like Donald Trump being president. You know, and now also let's not forget about that RFID microchip. Okay, one of the elders out here in New York did a beautiful lesson on the RFID microchip 7 years ago. About 7 years ago, they had a commercial where you could walk into a store and pick up whatever you want. So basically, the store is cashless. Everything was done by chip, by the RFID microchip. All right, which is the mark of the beast. You had put it in your arm or your head or your shoulder or whatever. You know, once you take that chip, you have taken the mark of the beast. All right, you've bowed down to the so-called white man, and they had to do it in the store. Anyways, they had to do it in the store, walking around, picking things up, putting it in his pocket, and walking out. And he didn't pay. He just walked through something. He got scanned, and he received his receipt. All right, that commercial was about 7 years ago. Okay, now the brother brought out. It was in Seattle. There's a. I'll put his uh show, his lesson and link also. GMS Awakening. Okay, it was a article about in Seattle. There's a cashless Amazon store where you walk in and swipe your card or your phone, and you buy what, and you just pick up what you want and walk out. Okay, but only difference about that was going on in Seattle and the commercial was there was no phone or card involved. So was that telling you that chip is gonna be in your phone at first, but they're gonna introduce you to putting that chip in your flesh. All right. So let's see. Let me see what I can get. With that all being said, bring out some scriptures. This here is Second Corinthians chapter 2, I believe verse 11. It says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. All right. So lest Satan should get an advantage of us. When going to the word Satan, you're going to online etymology, look up the word Satan, you're going to see adversary. Okay? The adversary. All right? The opposite. The enemy. So, our people, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, who are the true Israelites according to the Bible, we have to know our enemy. All right? Our enemy is who? The so-called white man. All right? Start at the top of the list, the elites, the international banking family, down, all the way down to your everyday, average Joe, you know, on the job, white boy, or so-called white boy. All right? Because the true nationality is the Edomite. All right? Their true nationality is that they're Edomites. In the Bible, the wicked. It says, I'll read it again, 2 Corinthians 2:11, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. All right? So we can't let this our enemy get an advantage of us. All right? So if we don't know, to be ignorant is to not know. So if we don't know, we're gonna be fooled. All right, a lot of Jake, okay, a lot of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans are gonna be fooled into taking that chip because you choose to be ignorant. All right, but then the Lord's gonna have as elect men who's gonna know about that chip, the RFID microchip, the mark of the beast. Okay, here it is. They're slowly pushing that chip and showing how easy it makes things. All right, how easy it is to access things, and they're slowly bribing people to take that chip. You know, and our people is gonna take it. All right, because they choose to be ignorant. It says, for we are not ignorant of his devices, right? Because we have this truth. There is knowledge and understanding. We have these prophecies. All right, the Lord then gave us this comforter, so we know we're not ignorant to the so-called white man's devices. We know it. So he can't get an advantage of us. All right, none of the Lord's elect. The Lord said, listen, 2/3 of my people, 2/3 are gonna die. All right, well, he's gonna save 1/3. That 1/3 consists of the elect. All right. Since you talking about that chip, I might as well get the chip. The prophecies on the chip. Okay. Here it is. The so-called white man is doing predictive programming, and what he's thinking, all he wants to do is already written down in the scriptures. It's been already brought out. That's why the scriptures also said the deceived and the deceiver are his. Okay. Move. All right. That's Job 12:16. All right. Job 12:16. With him is strength and wisdom. The deceived and the deceiver are his. Okay. So who's deceived? The people, man. All right. Who's the deceiver? The higher ups, the elites. Okay. And they use that the media, their tool, their weapon, to deceive who? The low class people. All right. You know, it don't matter if you a low class, middle, high class. Guess what, man? You part of that deceived. You've been deceived. All right. But back to our Revelations. I'll go straight to the point, and I'll end it on that. This is Revelations 13:16, and he calls it who? The so-called white man, the elites. All right, Esau. Okay, the elite, the international banking family, right? The Rothschilds, the DuPonts, and so on. It says, and he calls all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark. And the mark is going into the RFID microchip. All right. So look at the word mark in the Greek. It says charagma, and it means to cut or to insert. And that chip is starting out right now. It's starting out in the phones and Metro cards and watches, bank cards and things like that. But that chip is going to be inserted into your flesh. You see this guy with Tesla or Elon Musk, whatever his name is, man. You see this guy. He's trying to put that chip right in your brain. Okay, right in your brain, and that's according to the scriptures, man. In your right arm or forehead. All right, so the scriptures is on point. Okay, it says I'll continue. It says, and he calls it all, both small, great, rich and poor, free and bond. You have people in jail being taking this chip. All right. It says to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. There you go. Elon Musk bringing that chip and trying to put it into your forehead. All right. And it's gonna happen, man. It's gonna happen. The new term is half man, half cyborg. All right, but it really is marked for death. It says, right hands or foreheads, no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. All right, so no man might buy or sell say that he have the mark. And when you go back to that commercial about that chip 7 years ago, it was a cashless store, okay? And the dude went up in there, took whatever he wanted, and walked out because that chip was in him. He didn't need cash, but the RFID chip was a new currency. All right? Now you go over there, Amazon in Seattle, you don't need cash. You use your phone, use your bank card. You go in there, you swipe, you scan your card in, scan your phone in, but at a later later time, you won't do any of that. You just walk in and walk out because you're gonna get scanned on the way in and scanned on the way out. All right. Says, and that no man might buy or sell, and we're moving towards a cashless society. All right. You know, we out here buying money, buying things with them dollar bills. The dollar bills is gonna crash. It says, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. All right, and you know that's going into following this man's bound down to his system. Here is wisdom. Let him that has understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 600, 3 score and 6. All right, but that's basically the point on that. Now, you know, I hope brothers was edified. I want to see all praise go to Yahweh, Shem Yahushua, Hashem Hakodash, double honors the apostles and the Elder Millstone, citations to Akhmat did push this word, no sincere honesty. Shalom.